Why the rumors just don't make any sense. Yeah, Giga in Mexico is a myth. I'm Brian. Welcome to my Tesla weekend. How is everybody? We got any good sound in the chat this week? I don't know what's going on. Oh. Yeah, what is going on? Nothing, right? So we'll start with the planned news, and then of course there was wonderful breaking awesome news later in the day. We'll get to that. Electric reporting on the Reuters report that Tesla's going to build a factory in Mexico City, says government official. Reuters used to be reputable. They used to be a quality newswire. All facts, no fluff. But now they've got a paywall, and they like to chase the clicks. So, what have we got going on here? A representative of the president said, yeah, it's going to happen. It's totally going to happen. Let's see where the ridiculous is. Tesla will invest there in an assembly plant to export directly by air. Okay, so if anyone sees this and thinks it's anything other than absolute nonsense, I'm not sure what to tell you. You don't ship finished automobiles by air. You don't ship much by air. Most things are shipped by sea or by rail. It's going to be near Mexico City, real close, at T-MEXPARK. What a great name. So here we are, T-MEXPARK. There we go. Nice. There's a whole lot of absolutely nothing here. I mean nothing. Well, I mean there is this massive airstrip, and I mean a truly big airport. This is considered the second civilian airport serving Mexico City. Yeah. But it's actually not super close to Mexico City. It is a disused Air Force base. It's only decommissioned a few years back. Got that up on another screen, I believe. And all the way down here is Mexico City. And don't let this fool you. This is very dense sprawl. It's one of the biggest cities in the world. I would like there to be a Giga Mexico City. I would be there for it. I love Mexico City. I've been there a couple times. I've taken my family. Felipe Angeles International Airport. Wonderful. But it is an old military base, and they're trying to find use for it. And you can see why they would want to repurpose something like that. They've got good money in it. It's worth something. But an assembly plant just doesn't make any sense. So yeah, they've been pushing it as they need to. But that doesn't make it true. Reuters, as it was pointed out, might as well call it, didn't bother. They didn't fact check it in any meaningful way. They said, all we're reporting is that a government official is saying this. That's good enough. That is fact check true. You got to think it through. If that government official also said, and we're going to have cold fusion, would you be like, oh, okay, let me put that down and publish? It's lazy, and it's terrible. But you know how many of these rumors we've seen? Is Tesla close to approving a Canada Gigafactory? This one I thought was a done deal, and maybe it still is. They've got a number of offices there already. There are a lot of people who will not relocate from their home country to work for a company. And there's a lot of people in Canada who don't want to live in Texas or Nevada or California. So this also hasn't materialized. Do you remember the one in Indonesia? This, I think, still stands a chance. Maybe not for cars. I think it makes very good sense for batteries since they have all the minerals there. Maybe it could be a megapack factory for that hemisphere. The president has made clear they don't want to make parts. They want to make products. But megapacks would be a product. We'll see. These rumors could all come true. They could also not come true. But remember, there was others. You know, Shanghai was supposed to have a new factory somewhere nearby. Some rumors said over here. Other rumors said down the street a bit. The drone pilots went out and tried to find it. And I think it's this article that actually gets real cotton-headed. Is it this one? And says, oh yeah, by building a new factory on the site that could add another 500,000 capacity. On this site? Where? Are you going to put it on the roof? This factory lot is full. It is all used up, my friend. That's a... And then, of course, there was the SpaceX facility to be built across from Tesla Gigafactory Texas. People really thought that just across the highway there, Tesla was going to build a factory to build Starlink terminals. And people were talking about this like it was a done deal. Yep, here, well, credit Joe Techmeyer. Joe was mistaken. And I don't know, that was a rumor he very quickly found out from drivers. No, we're thinking more like an office building. More like an office building. Oh, yeah, over here. More like an office building. That's what the locals had been told who live in the area. So let's talk about it. Tesla is reportedly planning a $10 billion Gigafactory in Mexico. This is back in December. So this would have been the one. Again, it was Reuters, and they said the announcement is imminent. It could be in 2 or 3 days, but within the month for sure. And I said, this doesn't make sense. And I got a lot of pushback on that from people who are much more respected than me. And it was a valuable lesson. I need to stand up for myself. Because I know what I know. Why doesn't it make sense? A bunch of reasons. The cost of a car, only a little bit of it's the labor. Most of it is not the labor. So there's no real savings. Well, yeah, but it is cheaper. Yeah, but is it? It's not much cheaper, and you have to build a whole new factory. It doesn't make any sense. And why would you build it so close to Austin? I mean, that's really close. Well, they've already got parts suppliers there. Yeah, okay. That's not the same thing as a factory. It doesn't make any sense. And Austin is still expanding. You're not going to build one that close to another factory that's still expanding. And then, of course, you've got a little bit of cartel magic there in Monterrey. Yeah, well, Tesla has its own vehicle lane at Nuevo León. It sure does. Not for cars. I don't know what this guy's doing. It's a fast lane for parts, for trucks. And because this is on the side going into Mexico, it's for empty trucks to come and get yo stuff. I don't know why this became this big rumored factory, but boy, did it. 8 years of homicide evolution in Monterrey, Mexico. Yeah, there's some security problems. There are 6 officers killed, 4 wounded in Mexico ambush after fighting heroically in outnumbered attack. We got the Las Zetas here in Monterrey. There in Monterrey. Do you really want your cars going through that? Are you going to have to pay bribes? Is that a cost of the doing business? And as John points out in the comments, better government subsidies building at Austin. Not necessarily. I mean, a lot of places would love to give you some more benefits in that way. So here we are. It is 6.5 hours. It's, and if you want to say, no, it's actually further, we could just walk, and then it's 132 hours. Not so bad. That's a good idea. But really, it'd be more like in this area. Let's just drag that. Yeah, so now it's only 112 hours walking. 113 hours. Doable. Doable. This is not good. There's no reason to put it so close. It doesn't make sense. So, Mexico City. Let's throw out the part about shipping by air, because that's ridiculous. The rail lines do exist, and they're not, this map doesn't do it justice. Everybody's rail lines look ziggy-zaggy, to use a technical term, and conveniently, these blue lines here are meaningless. They have no description in the legend, so that's great. But it's a long, long, long trek. Mexico City is quite far from the border, and really it's quite far from the Gulf of Mexico, from the ports on either side. Well, it'd be neat. You could load up a car hauler, descend the 7,000 feet of elevation, get back up almost for free. If you come into Mexico City on empty, you can get most of your juice going out. Maybe, but these are, again, one side or the other, but probably both are already drug corridors. I don't think this is where they wish to be. From a logistics standpoint today, I could be mistaken. Now, bear in mind, any one of these factories could absolutely pop tomorrow. We could find out, no, not Mexico City. That's ridiculous. I'd love it. I'd be alone. We could find out that Nuevo León or Nuevo Laredo is coming. That could happen. But we haven't seen any evidence that suggests it. The rumors are just rumors. If I published every rumor I am shared by an insider, I would look like a crazy person. Not because these people are lying to me, but because they only know their part of their job. That's how it works. Even the personal assistant to Elon may not know which factory is going to be getting the final say-so. So I don't know, man. Oh, I already opened that. How nice. So here's the rail lines. Yeah, they're fine. It's just a tremendous distance. This is not rail lines. This is a cartel map. Yeah. These are areas where 7 to 8 cartels are present. This one only has 1 or 2. Monterrey, there's only 4. 3 or 4, I can't quite tell with those colors. It might only be 3 cartels operating in that region. I'm not a fan of that. I don't think that's necessarily beneficial. I didn't have any problems with cartels in Mexico City. It's the capital. They kind of go around it a little bit, I believe. It wouldn't be in their best interest to operate that close to the actual government officials. And even the scary parts of town weren't that scary. If you go looking for trouble, you'll always find it. At least I did. No, I didn't look for trouble, and I kept my wits about me. So I didn't have trouble. But I also didn't go and make political speeches in small towns where I'm going to shake things up and really show those cartel guys the what for. Don't do that. So, that's that. We'll get to the other stuff. But yeah, the presser says they're going to build an assembly plant in a grass field and fly things out. Fly out cars, I guess? Fly out megapacks? Those are extremely heavy. Fly out the bots? A new Gigafactory in a new location will not make sense until we have a new car. Until we have a new vehicle, a new product. And I think we're going to see that announced on March 1st at the Investor Day. I think Tesla bot will help equalize manufacturing, making any labor savings based on location evaporate. Really, automation has already done that to a large extent. But you still have to get it done. I think when we see the compact car, we're going to see new factories, purpose-built to manufacture those. So we shall see. Harry suggests Cyber Whistle Factory, Mexico. Well, that's a great idea. Honestly, that I could get behind. That would actually make some sense. Cyber tequila. Elon found that dealing with borders can be quite a hassle when it comes to liquor laws, even state to state. So, who knows? Any other news today? Got a couple quick ones. Jury finds Musk and Tesla not liable in the funding secured tweets. Boy, I tell you, the armchair lawyers were so sure this was it. This is going to take it. This is going to wipe tens of billions off the value of the company. It's going to bankrupt him personally. Is it? Because, come on. He didn't seem surprised. And like he said, he will fight cases that he knows he's going to lose if it's the right thing to do. And it was. We've seen the direct messages. He shared them saying, what the heck is going on? So it was a dumb tweet. It is a mistake that I think I would have made as well. I certainly wouldn't have been. I didn't look at the tweet and go, oh boy, that was dumb. Which is crazy because that's what I say about most tweets, especially my own. I posted a picture of a chili dog. So let's see. So that's all good news. And it's fun because if you go look at all the usual anti-Elon places on Reddit, for example, barely a peep. Doesn't make the news because they were waiting to tap dance on Elon's grave. And Elon doesn't have one. What he has is more of a evening party, I guess. Don't know if you heard this one today. Tesla's Model Y. All variants will qualify as SUVs and get the full $7,500 tax credit up to a purchase price of $80,000 smackaroo bobs. Apologies to all the bobs of smackaroo watching today. And this doesn't just work for Model Y. This is also going to expand it for other vehicles as well. I assume that means Ford. I assume that means the ID4, which, just like the Model Y, some variants were $55,000 and some were $80,000. It was... I think this is what the meeting at the White House was about last week, where he came in and said, look, this is ridiculous. Do you really want me to make the car an inch taller? Because I can. Do you really want me to make it a little heavier for no reason? Because I can. Do you want me to put in seats that everyone's going to just detach and chuck in the trash? That doesn't help the environment. Because I can. All that. So by the way, if you got questions, get them in. So we'll be doing the Q&A momentarily. Doing good on time. Don't know if you heard, last Friday, I was on Brighter with Herbert. I don't know if you've seen Tesla Herbert, but his channel is quite good. I really like it. He's a very smart guy. And in it, I'd said that over the previous year, Tesla had made as much revenue, as much earnings, as Amazon on 1/10 of the revenue. Well, turns out, fiscal year 2022, Amazon made $0. More specifically, negative $2.7 billion. Largely because of their investment in Rivian. They're going to be closing stores. Amazon Fresh and Amazon Go stores are going to be winding down a little bit. You ever been to an Amazon Go? I haven't. Super excited when they first came out because they're in Seattle, and I lived close to Seattle at the time. But these are all downtown where I'd have to pay for parking to go inside and walk out. I mean, you can't even shoplift. Where's the fun in that? If you don't know, the whole ceiling is full of cameras and sensors and all kinds of stuff. Choose what you like. Bag as you shop, just walk out and we'll email you a receipt. You can take something off the shelf and put it back. Or you could, because we're closing them down, because clearly this is where the $2.7 billion went. Ridiculous. Jude says Amazon's price to earning is down to 80. Yeah. Amazon's valuation got a little lofty there during the shutdown when they were kind of the only game in town. Quite literally the only game in town. And they were doing a bad job. Everybody was. They were stretched thin. But yeah, the people are saying, oh, billionaire bad, billionaire bad. Ah, that Jeff Bezos, the reason there's no money is because he took it all to go to space. You know, he doesn't work there anymore, right? I always ask those people, off the top of your head, don't look at your phone, what's the name of the CEO? If you can't come up with Andy's name, you got to stop asking. You got to stop complaining about all the silly stuff. All right, got a few minutes left. Amazon needs to, who is this says, Amazon needs to spin off Amazon Web Services. I don't think they do. I think they need it. I don't know. I don't know how that works. And I don't know why they would. How tasty was the dog? So in the picture, we had homemade chili, and I added cheese, a little bit of sour cream, and green onions. Also in the picture was a dog, my dog. So in answer to your question, the chili dog was quite good. I have not tried the dog, so we'll find out. Grocery food has low margins. I believe that is generally accepted as true. I don't think that's the case with Amazon Go. I think Amazon Go is premium priced for the convenience of it being downtown and the novelty of what it is. It's in a very tech-centric hub, in a little alley there that's a corridor that's all tech, and a lot of Amazon offices down there. And they also have Whole Foods, which is a little on the pricey side. A little on the pricey side indeed. Did want to thank my patrons. Thank you guys so much. Reason I'm able to do this, I had a video that came out today about Elon being Person of the Year. Not for 22, but for the previous year. And how he seemed a little upset that he didn't get it for 22. And the video got really good feedback from patrons, and in the comments, only a few people seemed upset. It resulted in a net loss of 13 subscribers overall to the channel. It's a little frustrating. But what happens is YouTube doesn't show it to people. If it's only showed to you guys, I can't gain subscribers from the subscribers I already have. You're already here. You can't pull over. You've already pulled over all the way. I need new people to subscribe if I want to grow the channel. So let's get into the questions. Oh, a $1 bag. I assume that's at Whole Foods. Sprouts is more expensive than Whole Foods. I don't know what Sprouts is. Question. Hello, Scott. So this Highland Model 3, which cost half the price to manufacture, how will they manage that? Will they sell it a lot cheaper or just keep the profits? So great questions. Where will the savings come from? First of all, I assume it'll be smaller. Fewer atoms, less cost. It'll be simplified in its manufacturing. It will have the structural front and rear casting, I am sure. The structural battery pack, I am sure. Apologies. It will also have, it may be of a cyber design, which would eliminate the paint shop, eliminate a lot of the robots, eliminate the time it takes to make it. If they were able to do that, you've got a lot of cost savings right there. But also, if you've got the battery credit, at least in the US, that gives you another probably 3,000, 2,500 at least, probably 3,000 on a small battery. I think they could absolutely make it with their cost dropping to the 18 to 20,000 range, allowing for a 20% markup, 20% margin to still be under 25,000. I don't think they would offer it at that price. I think like any Founders Edition, they would spend the first 2 years selling only performance all-wheel drive $40,000-$45,000 super fast compacts, and only eventually get to a rear-wheel drive standard range kind of configuration. That would be my assumption. Mark says, I still think it's Canada. And why Investor Day? Does Elon really need more Tesla investors? Seems he has enough cash. That's a good point. I don't know. But you'll notice in Berlin, they brought in investors, institutional investors, to tour the factory. Maybe this is, I don't know what this is. I'm going. My tickets are booked. Producer Jeff and I will be there. Whether or not we get in, quite another matter. But I will be there, trying to cover as best I can. When can we expect 4680s from other suppliers? I believe any time. It was middle of last year that the other companies started trying to make them. Panasonic I don't remember, I think it was Panasonic that early last year had samples from Japan that they had made, that they brought over for Tesla to validate. I assume those are the 5-tab design rather than the tabless, but I'm not sure. So I would say Q3, Q4, we'll start seeing other suppliers capable of producing 4680s at some volume. Yeah. And Mark, yes, institutional investors could pop the stock. Yeah, you've got people managing tens of billions. They can make a very small buy and potentially move the stock. Not sure. So John Bay says Panasonic, CATL, and BYD. Not sure about LG for the 4680s. Now GM is trying to buy them too. Yeah, just I'd looked it up at one point. I had a video about it and all the different companies checking out that form factor. It's kind of everybody. I want to say Samsung also might have a 4680 line. Mm-hmm. If Jeff and Brian get in, gotta ask Elon a question in the Q&A. That would be cool. That's a good idea. Yeah, I will crack out my interview questions because I have them. I keep them updated. In the unlikely event, I get 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour. I've got it all. Yeah. Wasn't there at least a 6-month delay between ordering battery manufacturing equipment and getting it? That seems reasonable. It's specialized equipment, but one of the largest companies in the world making it, it's a little outfit in Germany called Groman Technology, which Tesla bought some years back so that they would have kind of exclusive access to their entire output capacity, which that was Groman, right? Somebody can fact check me on that. And old man Groman himself got pushed out of the company because Elon said, we're not renewing our contracts with other car companies. We need this equipment for ourselves. Mark is saying oil is down today. Did you see how much money Shell made? Oh, so much. What was it, 35 billion or something? Their best year in 130 years or something? Surely that's got to be adjusted for inflation. There's no way they're making 130 or 30 billion 134 years ago. Anyone hear from Joe lately? No, not since the update on the 2nd, 1st. No, the 30th. You're right. It has been a while, so I haven't heard from Joe. I assume we're talking about Joe Techmeyer in Texas in the freezing cold. Boy, that weather. It's not what I think of when I think of Texas. And apparently they don't think of it that way either because they're not weatherized. They're not ready for it. So, fun times. 40 billion. They doubled their profits. Crazy. How many Cybertrucks do I think are going to be produced in 2023? At this point, I'm going to say probably under 10,000. Because the ramp might be complicated. It's a whole new design philosophy. So I think under 10,000. The electric pickup market is tough. Rivian is on the ropes, doing some layoffs. Ford announced they can't turn a profit until 2025, optimistically. GM already saying 2025. The Ram, the Dodge Ram, they announced, oh, we're going to have an EV version. It's beautiful. Look at these wonderful renderings. I hope you make it. Rob Markovich says, under 5,000 Cybertrucks. I wouldn't be surprised. It could come out that it goes really great. But I don't think they're going to launch it until they get it all the way dialed in. They don't want avoidable mistakes in early models that end up costing a lot of money in recalls and whatnot. Yeah, you need tire spikes. Yeah, the Dodge Ram designers smoking some good stuff. Predictions for Investor Day. We're over time. Sorry, I can't do it. No, my predictions are we will get to see the factory. We will get a hint of a new vehicle, or at least a philosophy for the new vehicle. I would like to think it's going to come out in more than one variant. I think we'll see a compact that's going to have 3 different designs for 3 different design studios for 3 different continents, but they'll still be homologated so they can be sold anywhere, and they will... Sorry, I just got stuck in a little joke there. For those of you who don't recall, who weren't in on the joke, it doesn't matter. And I think also we'll see some kind of a commercial design, but I don't know what. Maybe it's a van. Maybe it's a boring tunnel model. I don't know. And John wants to know, what do I think of sodium ion? I don't have a qualified opinion. Jordan Giesecke, in an interview we did, suggested it's on the path. It's not done yet, but it's doable. So that's my hope. The more chemistries, the better. If we could have 10 competing chemistries that are all about as good, that'd be wonderful. Because when you've got a shortage of one supply item, one element, you can just switch. And by the way, the concern I'm seeing with the Cybertruck and a Cybercar and anything that would use that much stainless steel is stainless steel uses a fair amount of nickel. I did the math once. It's in a video, something like 50 pounds a car. 50 pounds adds up in a hurry. And I don't remember. It might be more than 50 pounds. And we also don't know the exact amount because we don't know the exact amount of what the shell is going to weigh, and we don't know the exact amount of the mixture. It's 30X stainless, which could be any kind of thing. Rob, thank you so much. I did have another super chat earlier. I wanted to say thank you, Scott. Thank you both. I appreciate that. So yeah, we're over time, man. We're over time. That means I gotta go eat dinner. I wonder what I'm having. Interesting. Nickel, yeah. Sodium is more electropositive than lithium. Okay, it's out of my wheelhouse. I know there are a lot of really good talkers out there, especially in the Tesla space, who refuse to let their lack of information or insight pose any obstacle to sharing what they think about a given topic. And, poll results. Yeah, we got to do that. The poll results are... Which continent? The Americas, 58%. Asia, 24%. Pop this in here somewhere. Go right here. Antarctica, 9%. Good work, you guys. Europe, 7%. Yeah, Antarctica. Hey, I put it in there. If I didn't want you picking it, my fault. Fajitas were fun for dinner, but I think it was a bad restaurant. Got sick afterward. Sorry to hear that. Cybertruck at a F-150 killer price. It's not the price. It's the ability to actually sell them. I really do believe Ford could sell. I think they could make a profit at 80, 90,000. And I believe they could sell them at 80 or 90,000. I believe they're just not willing to. I think they're unable to make enough. And it's a problem. But yes, anything under, especially with the EV credit, boy, anything under 65 going to sell like hotcakes. And by the way, do hotcakes really sell that well? I don't know if they do. I worked at IHOP. Nobody ordered hotcakes. Like maybe one person a day, and it was because they were broke college kids. Nobody's ordered sells like hotcakes. We give them away. It's a side dish that sells like parsley. I mean, we put it on every dish too. 2,500 per year. 2,500 Mustangs, 2,500 F-150s. Oh, I really hope these guys wake up and get serious. 7:36, guys. We are over time. So, if you're catching this on the replay, what did I miss? What did I misunderstand? This goes out in a condensed version over the main channel on the weekend. It'll be coming out Sunday, because tomorrow, in actually about 7 hours, 6.5 hours, will be published my construction update. Factories, all the factories side by side. Oh yeah, I haven't said that in a while. So there we go. I want to thank you guys for hanging out. I enjoy it. I enjoy hanging out with you clever robots. I really do. So, yeah, thanks everybody. And, yeah, we'll talk to you soon.